Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Martha from Martha Is. Today is the third of 3 videos on my March book haul. So all the books I bought in March. I was a little bit concerned that it was going to have to go into 4, but I'm stopping it at 3. Today is the 1st of April, so I can't buy any more books in March. I mean, that's not true. I have ordered some and they haven't arrived, but I'm going to have to count them as April books because I cannot have a 4th book haul video. We're just going to have to get through all of these and just be doing it as long as it takes, guys. Yeah, so let's get cracking. What should I start with? So, one book that I have already read and I talked about in my March mid-month wrap-up is this book, The Book of Unknown Americans by Christine Henriquez. So I won't spend too much time on this, and I will link my mid-month wrap-up in the description box down below. But this was our first book for the Do the Work book club, which we launched in March, so it's very exciting. Then I went to an event about The Wolf of Baghdad, which is a book that I read in February, and that is a graphic novel about the Jewish community in Iraq, so the Iraqi Jews, and they were essentially had to flee Iraq. So there are now, I think there's only like half a dozen Jews left in Baghdad. So anyway, I went to an event with the author talking about the book, and they had a whole like book sale at the event. So obviously I went shopping in the book sale because it was part of Jewish Book Week. So there was a whole like pop-up shop of Jewish books. So I picked up that one, Anti-Semitism, What It Is, What It Isn't, Why It Matters. So because I realised that I really haven't read that much about Judaism generally, about the Jewish experience, about anti-Semitism, and with everything that happened more recently, you know, the accusations of anti-Semitism in the Labour Party, for example, etc., etc., I realised that that's something I just never really read about. So I picked up this one, and then I also picked up this one, How to Fight Anti-Semitism. So both of those are really interesting. So the next 3 books are from my Heady Mix subscription box. So I will link Heady Mix in the description box down. Did I just say Heady Mix description box? I think I did. Subscription box. I will link it down below. But Heady Mix is essentially a subscription every other month. Is that bi-monthly? Where you get 3 books. You get 2 full-length books and then 1 anthology, and it's all around a theme, and it's all about promoting diverse voices. And this will be my 4th box, and I think what's really exciting about this subscription is the majority of books I get I haven't heard of, which is from my perspective a sign of a good subscription if it's, you know, claiming to be about diversifying what you're reading. So my March box, yeah, the March box was around the theme of California dreaming, which is kind of all about immigration really. And so the first book that came with that was Waking Lions, and I already have a book by this author called One Night Markovich, which I haven't read, obviously. But so this one is, so I'll read you the blurb. Dr. Eitan Green is a good man. He saves lives, then speeding along a deserted moonlit road in his SUV after an exhausting hospital shift, he hits someone. Seeing that the man, an African migrant, is beyond help, he flees the scene. It is a decision that changes everything, because the dead man's wife knows what happened and her price is not money, it is something else entirely. Sounds riveting. The next one that I got in this box was Pachinko by Min-Jin Lee, so I'm sure a lot of you will be familiar with this. It's very popular. I haven't read it, but I do already own it, so this will be going as my pile to give away. But this is essentially like a family saga. So a club-footed, cleft-lipped man marries a 15-year-old girl. The couple have one child, their beloved daughter Sunya. When Sunya falls pregnant by a married Yakuza, the family face ruin. By then, a Christian minister offers a chance of salvation, a new life in Japan as his wife. Following a man she barely knows to a hostile country where she has no friends and no home, Sunya's salvation is just the beginning of her story. But yes, I've heard very, very good things about this one. And then the anthology for this was California Dreaming, which is the theme of the box. So I'll read you the back. So according to the UN, there were an estimated 272 million international migrants around the world by mid-2019. California Dreaming, its title inspired by the 1960s counterculture movement, showcases just a few of many diverse and immersive tales of immigration, as experienced by diaspora communities from around the world. Bringing together 10 women, including award winners, novelists and academics, this collection of personal essays and short stories asks that no matter where we are from, we keep dreaming of a world where acceptance is a natural and easy conclusion of forming identity and belonging. Let me see if I recognise any of the names. Okay, well that's helpful, they don't have the names. We've got contributors. I don't recognise any of them. But like I said, that's a good thing. So the next one I got very early in the month is Fantastically Great Women Who Save the Planet. Look at that, it's all very shiny. So if you saw my video on the Reading Women Challenge of books under 100 pages, this is the fourth in a series of, so this is all children's books, and it shows off kind of a very short biography of important women in history for various reasons. So this one is themed around kind of climate change, conservation. So you've got people like Anita Roddick, who was the founder of the Body Shop. Who else have you got? And you've got Jane Goodall. So yeah, I absolutely love this series. I buy them for myself, I buy them for my friends' kids, and they're just so creative and so colourful and obviously educational, so everyone wins. But yeah, so if you want to learn more about women from history, that's a really good way to do it. Also gift that to friends and family, etc, etc. The next couple of bits I have are from a independent bookseller, a friend of mine, Alexia, who runs a business called Back to Books. She is an indie bookseller, and I really wanted to buy from her, particularly in this very uncertain time. She's amazing. She's been prioritising trying to get books to people who need them, or maybe who might be on lockdown and so can't get books and might not be able to afford them or whatever. She's just really, or NHS giving books to NHS workers. So she's generally an amazing human, and she also has a great selection of really diverse books. So please do check her out. I'll link her down below and buy from her if you can. She's also running a 2020 reading challenge, and because she is based up in Birmingham in the UK, some of the prompts are specific to Birmingham. So things like set in Birmingham, or by a West Midlands poet, or by a Birmingham independent press, etc. So I asked her to recommend me some books to meet those prompts, because I didn't have anything on, at least as far as I know, I don't have anything on my shelves that meets those prompts. So she sent me the Book of Birmingham. So this is short stories set in Birmingham, and so this will be my set in Birmingham. So it says, few cities have undergone such a radical transformation over the last few decades as Birmingham. Culturally and architecturally, it has been in a state of perpetual flux and regeneration, with new communities moving in then out, and iconic post-war landmarks making way for brighter coloured 21st century flourishes. Much like the city itself, the characters in the stories gathered here are often living through moments of profound change, closing in on personal or societal turning points that carry as much threat as they do promise. So that's that one. And then she sent me, for West Midlands poet, this poetry collection, Ache by Scarlett Ward, who's a poet I hadn't heard of. So Scarlett Ward is an incredible young Westland Midlands poet with a real ear for language and an imagination to match. Her debut collection, created with help and advice from Liz Berry and others, doesn't disappoint, as it takes its concerns of depression, insecurity, mental ill health, and the deep and powerful ache of a love found, and turns them into quite startling poetry. At times as light as petals, at others as heavy and violent as a hobnail boot. Read, grasp, and enjoy. So I don't read a lot of poetry, but this month I have read 2 poetry collections, because I've been reading the long list of the Jallock Prize, and while I still don't love poetry, I still feel like a lot of it just goes over my head, and so that kind of leaves me feeling a bit stupid. Those 2 that I've read for the Jallock Prize, I could still see were really powerful and that there was a lot in there, so I'm definitely still open to trying. And then the last 3 books were ones that arrived yesterday, the last day of March. So I have a lovely friend on Instagram called Jenna who set up this amazing business called the Book Taster. The Book Taster is, the whole idea of it is about sending like a really thoughtful one-off bookish gift. So rather than, you know, like a subscription box, it's a one-off curated gift. And so for the price you get you tell her what the gift recipient likes, the kind of books that they like, and she will pick a book based on, you know, her very, very wide knowledge of lots of different books, and she will wrap that up really beautifully and put it in a box with like a bookmark and tea and chocolate and soap, and it's just so thoughtful and so beautiful. And so as a payday treat, I bought one for myself, guys. Yeah, because why bloody not? So so the book that she sent, I asked her for an uplifting book, something kind of like romancy, a little bit like the Flat Share or the Kiss Quotient, or, you know, things that were going to be uplifting but also had some substance. Like, I'm not great with things that are just kind of really trashy and have nothing to them. So she sent me The 2 Lives of Lydia Bird, which I feel like I've seen somewhere but not that familiar with. So we have Lydia and Freddie, Freddie and Lydia. They've been together for almost a decade, and Lydia thinks their love is indestructible, but she's wrong, because on her 27th birthday, Freddie dies in a car accident. So now it's just Lydia, and all she wants to do is hide indoors and sob till her eyes fall out. But Lydia knows that Freddie would want her to live her life well, so enlisting the help of his best friend and her sister Elle, she takes her first tentative steps into the world and starts to live, perhaps even love again. Then something unbelievable happens, and Lydia gets another chance at her old life with Freddie. But what if there's someone in her new life who wants her to stay? I will admit, I read the blurb of this when I opened the box, and it was just like, oh yeah, her husband dies. I was like, all right, okay. I said uplifting, Jenna, but I fully trust her, so I believe that it is. I believe that it is uplifting, and I look forward to reading it. And then the last couple of books. So one of the books that I read last month was Heartstopper, which is a graphic novel about 2 boys who, they're at school and they, you know, kind of a sort of, they might maybe like each other. It's that sort of meet cute type thing, and it's volume 1 of currently 3 volumes. I don't know, there might be more because the 3rd volume's only just been published. And on Instagram I saw there's a bookshop, an LGBTQ plus bookshop called Portal Books, and they put a post saying that they'd just done up their website to try and, you know, generate trade, because they'd obviously had to close the physical shop. So I was like, okay, you don't really have to twist my arm, guys. Let's look at the website, buy some books. And I saw that they had the next 2, so volume 2, Heartstopper, and volume 3. So I ordered those and they arrived. And yeah, so I look forward to they look quite chunky, but because they're graphic novels, I think I read the first one in about half an hour, 40 minutes. And I really like the art, so you can see. So that's it. I feel like that's short for me for a book haul. I'm usually normally like rocking on at about 19 minutes and it's only 13. So that is all of the books that I bought and have arrived in March. There are still a few other books I ordered that have not yet arrived, so I will put them into an April book haul. And that's it. So I hope you are all doing very well. I hope you're all getting through this very uncertain and difficult time. Please let me know what you're reading. And if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you again soon for another video. Bye!